curiosity is meant in society today is a very good thing. The perception is that if you're curious, you're going to explore, you're going to learn, you're not going to accept the status quo, that you're going to, if you don't look for answers, you're not going to find them. So I love the difference in the analogies there. But what I want to know is, how does this translate into organizational learning and then collaboration and how you bring the teams together? I understand exactly what you're saying. How do you translate it into actually getting work done?
Yeah. I've always been actually pretty anti self-help books and actually anti-business books. It's just, I think me being so oriented to history and the great books and stuff, I just allergic to all the modern self-help type stuff, but the name Patrick Lencioni. So if anyone I think can express some of the things that I'm actually my felt experience around this, it's someone like him as it relates to the ideal. How do you get your team to function within the realm of prudence and diligence? Well, you do it by making sure that your goal is crystal clear. And if you can't, as a director or a manager, articulate every single day what the most important thing is for the job, you have not discerned a good enough vision for your teams. If you are bored by your own speech about what we need to do for the customer today, you are probably marked by curiosity. And your teams will reflect it long term because they will be off task. They will not discern the right thing to start on. They will think the problem is the tech, or they think the problem is the sales team talking to customers too much instead of saying, hey, will you reach out to our support? They will misidentify the problem. So you need to repeat. Once you know the goal, if the goal is good, then it's good and it persists as good and it's worth pursuing and it's worth thinking about. And one of the coolest things about the only things I've traced in his work is he makes this great claim that your biannual reviews with employees should be the best moments and the most exciting meetings of the year. Nobody should fear them. We love them because you guys had attacked a really hard goal and you've done really good work and you've achieved, hopefully, and you've failed and you've learned from the failures, but doing the good, those meetings should be so joyful for everyone involved, even if there's a hard word to offer, but they become strategy and an opportunity to talk, reflect on the good again. How do we do this for this set of customers that you're managing? It's a really hard problem you've been tackling, but how do we get at it? What do we need to do to research them? Or do we need to meet with them more? How do we problem solve together? So I think that's really good as at least a litmus test of if you're doing badly. If you find yourself annoyed by repeating the same thing, then either you need to recalibrate and understand what the vision ought to be. And as leaders, you should be voraciously reading and understanding your clientele and your team's needs, listening every single place you can, so you can make sure that the goal is protected as a company. So most people who are curious, often curiosity ties itself up in being charming, that you have to hide that you're curious, or you look pseudo-intelligent because you can spout off all these facts and stuff. But that's not being pseudo anything is unhelpful. So the way too, you can know if someone's probably marked by curiosity, just ask them how many books they read last year. If it's under 5, it's not enough. Sorry. The world's too complicated. 5 books is not enough, especially if you're pursuing the good into the future and you're not just doing reactive work, then you have to be learning more because the future, infinity is upon you. You must discern the new thing. You have to try a new thing. You're in a new season and I've got to do this new budgetary thing that somehow got placed in my lap, but it got placed there because I've done really good work. Now I got to go learn a new thing. Or the business does really well, so we can achieve that next goal. Everyone's got to relearn the thing. So I'm just saying, if you're not voraciously reading, you will not be top of the game. You will be curious, no doubt. You'll be at least infected by curiosity. Doesn't mean you'll be like a full-blown sellout to it, but you've got to read probably 20, 25 books a year to not be at least somewhat susceptible to the disease.